Good. Sorry, I was trying to listen to you. How you feeling, Kareem?
Good, man. Real good.
Kareem, can you reflect a little bit about playing in your first Super Bowl and what it means to you to win it?
You know me, everything to me. Honestly, getting this far and, I just want to get the job done and, be somebody I never done before and that's, win a Super Bowl, win a childhood dream.
What's something what's something you're proud of that you accomplished this year?
Something I'm proud of? Just helping, get to this point in the season and being able to play football in February is, amazing. And that was the first time for me to, suiting up in February.
Your coach, your old track coach, Matt Luck, said that this was always an opportunity that you held the door open for coming back to the Kansas City Chiefs. Why is that?
I mean, it's where it all started, man. I got so much love for the community, for the Chiefs organization, the players, the coaches, and honestly, it's like home.
When you
A lot of talk about putting back on the other side. How much looking forward to that show
I'm excited, man. I'm glad, Saquon's having a heck of a year and going out and, showing how valuable running backs are. And I'm going to go out there and just, do my thing, man. Put my team in a situation to, help win the game.
How valuable has the offensive line been for you this year?
They've been great, man. The offensive line definitely been, battling through like some injuries and still going out there and fighting every play and trying to make lanes.
When you were sitting around in September,
Been signed by anybody? Did you worry it was over before you was a football player at that point?
I wouldn't be lying if I said those thoughts went through my head a little bit, but I just always, had faith, and I was like, somebody, need a running back here soon, and I just had to keep trying it, man. Not being able to go to training camp was, already I was behind the ball, so, I just kept working hard.
How have you been able to kind of survive the season, not having off season to train, not having a training camp? Were you working out during the off season like you were in the playoff season? It's hard to get to this point not having all that crap.
No, for sure. I was working out like that. I was going to get the opportunity to come in and play somewhere. And, this is my second year in a row not having a training camp or, OTAs or anything like that. So I feel like I get behind the ball early and then it takes me a few weeks to get going. And, it's hard.
Kareem, real quick. Would you rather have Steph Curry's shooting ability, Patrick Mahomes' throwing ability, or Taylor Swift's singing ability? Asking all the guys, it's tough. What would you rather have?
I mean, probably the singing ability. I have to go with the singing ability.
Taylor's singing. Fair enough. And then last one, real quick. Give me one NBA player you're most confident you could get a bucket of.
That I can get a bucket of?
Yeah. Everybody's giving me some crazy answers. I need one.
Man,
Maybe even beat.
I think I can get a bucket of Steph Curry.
Stop.
I can get a bucket of
What's game 11? What's the final score?
Oh, probably 11-2, if that.
Getting two. Okay. Fair enough. Appreciate
I'm
you.
going to the cup. Strong.
Kareem,
Love it, Kareem.
Kareem, can you talk about your relationship with Patrick Mahomes? He's talked about how you guys stayed friends after you were released in 2018. What was that relationship like? How often were you guys talking? I know you went to his wedding. Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with him?
I mean, we were talking a lot, here and there. Especially, watching as the season went on after, I was released. I would definitely take it like, man, good game. You ball and keep killing it. Just, give him confidence. And, I'm just trying to stay positive. I was always cheering him on. And definitely after the season, he told me he was going to get married. And, he wanted to invite me to the wedding. So I was, happy. I was like, I'll definitely be there. And, support you. This is more than football. It's like friendship for the rest of our life.
At the time that you were released, he said publicly, like, we don't do those things, I think was his direct quote. Did you hear that at the time? And, like, how did that make you feel when he said that?
I mean, look, it was a mistake. We don't, if I could replay it and do it all over, it shouldn't have happened. So, I mean, I I respect it.
Kareem.
When you came back, he was very publicly supportive of you. What did it mean to have the quarterback support when you are coming back to a team, when you have the history here that you did have? Were you worried about how you would be accepted at all?
No, like I said, I went to the wedding. I think staying in touch with them. Even when I was playing for Cleveland, I was always, excited to see them. We got to play them in the playoffs, and it was just, staying in touch with each other.
Kareem, last night Travis Kelce called you the most underrated player on the Chiefs. Do you think that you're underrated?
I feel like I've been underrated my whole career, so honestly, I just, use it as motivation. It means everything, man. It's something that's never been done before, and it's an accomplishment that'll be remembered forever.
To that end, Kareem, when you see the Chiefs win 2 Super Bowls without you, and you grew up with these, you came into the league with these guys, how does that make you feel? What does that mean now?
I mean, it made me, I was hurt about it, honestly, but also I was happy for the players and, just seeing those guys, be successful. I knew how hard they work and, pushed each other, so I was excited for them.
Kareem, I know that Mac doesn't get the attention that the Big Ten and Southeastern Conference don't get. But let's talk about your road from the University of Toledo, where you played 3 years, to where you're at now. I'm sure that has to be a really gratifying path to being at a MAC school, Toledo, which is a pretty good school, so being with the Chiefs and now playing on the big stage.
Honestly, I played all 4 years at Toledo, and honestly, it was just good coaching. Matt Campbell and Coach Kander did a good job of, teaching me how to, run the football and be prepared for the next level. And I got put in a great situation, and I got here and learned from Coach Reed and Eric Bieniemy and all those guys. They just really taught me the game of football, not just playing.
And follow up to that, were there any running backs that you idolized as a kid that you wanted to try to pattern yourself around?
I was a big fan of Ricky Williams, definitely the David Thompson and all those guys. I watched a bunch of them.
What about Barry Sanders?
Yeah, I definitely had him on my wall too. I used to collect, pictures of running backs. I even had Reggie Bush on my wall.
What's the difference between this Kareem and the one when you first started with the Chiefs?
What you said?
What's the difference between this Kareem Hunt with the one that first started with the Chiefs?
The difference is I feel like I'm a smarter football player now. I learned the game. I have played a lot of football, and now the game just slowed down for me. So I think I'm a smarter football player.
What does Samaje bring to the running back room?
Oh man, he brings a tough attitude, a guy who's gonna pick up, every blitz and make the big plays when his numbers called. He has great hands off the backfield, and he's just always showing up when the time's right.
And what did it say about him that when he hadn't been used that entire game, the moment to finish the game off, Patrick throws to him?
I mean, it says a lot about him. He just stayed in tune, waited for a number to get called, even if it was the last couple plays, and he did a great job of making that play.
Kareem, Contessa Girl from CNBC about investing. Are you in stocks? Are you in real estate? Are you in crypto?
Not yet, but I'm definitely trying to get in real estate.
Kareem, who is your support system and how have they helped you this season?
My support system's been, definitely my family. And I've been talking to, guys in the building, player engagement, just staying on top of it. And, I've been staying in touch with everybody that, has been there for me through everything. So that's what I do.
Hey, Kareem, speaking of that, when you reflect back on the circumstances from you leaving the Chiefs, how did that make you grow? What kind of soul searching did you do? How did that change you as a person?
I mean, it changed because I was at the top. I was at the top. I led the league in rushing, did a whole bunch of stuff, and everything was going good. But then to get knocked back down to the bottom where it all started, man, you gotta, find a way to rebuild it back up to the top. So I had to just stay down. I knew it wasn't gonna be an overnight thing. I had to just believe in myself and do the right thing.
So what does redemption mean to you? Just people get another chance to themselves.
Honestly, I think it's great. I'm grateful to have a second chance. And, redemption means to me, I got to make the most of it now. you got to do to make the most with your opportunity. You know, with the second season.
You know, I was at your first game in New England, and first NFL game, and you fumbled on like the first play. Can you take us back to that moment and what you were thinking?
Honestly, yeah, I fumbled my first ever NFL carry, and I thought my career was done. I was like, man, I'm a bust. It's over with. And then Coach Reed, he did a good job. He was like, relax, man, calm down. And we get this ball back, we give it right back to you. And that was another second chance right there, and I'm like, wow, I gotta make the most of it. And every time I touched the ball that game, I was trying to keep playing.
And those short yardage situations, it take me through that when it's 32 and you got defensive guys yelling out 29, they know you're gonna get, you're gonna get hit. What's the secret to picking up those first downs?
I feel like the secret is just, you gotta have the willpower. You gotta find a way to get a yard, 2 yards, and that's if you're falling for it or anything. I won't be denied. I want to keep that drive going.
What lessons did you learn from that incident? What have you learned from that?
I learned a lot. I learned how to, think before you react. Don't go off emotion. I learned, it's kind of humbled me a little bit. I feel like I was at the top of my game. Everything. I learned that everybody doesn't have your best interest in life. You gotta be careful who you're around. I mean, I would love to come back. Honestly, it's like I'm a shit that never left. So I'm just grateful to be able to come back where it all started and hopefully finish it out. Do the unthinkable and repeat.
Hello, Kareem.
Everything that you've been through, everything that you went through, that you see get ready to play the Super Bowl for the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, definitely not. I would have never dreamt that. Honestly, it's just, I'm just give all the credit to God, man. He put me in this situation and, come back here and, redeem myself and finish off on the right note.
Hello, Kareem. That he took you from the couch, and Andy Reid just joked in there that you were basically on the couch and they threw you in there that first week. How close to the truth is that story?
I mean, it is the truth. It ain't close to the truth. I was going to my high school, working out, going to the YMCA, doing like some sauna and stretching and all that. I was just, trying to stay in shape, but I didn't know if the opportunity was going to come or not. I missed the last training camp, the last 2 seasons. So, when I got that call, I was excited. I told him, you won't regret it.
Since you won the AFC Championship game and going through this week, and you talk about it in Detroit, what's like the coolest call or the coolest maybe story you've had happen from now until the Super Bowl game?
What's the coolest story?
Was there like a specific call or text that like meant the most to you in this last week? Yeah.
I mean, just, all my family, just, tears, so happy. They know where my mind was at in September. I didn't know if I was going to continue or not. So they just always believed in me and just always had faith.
Kareem, how is the feeling, Kareem?
The fact that you understand what it feels like to want to leave. Can you just talk about Myles Garrett asking to be traded yesterday, and what do you think of that?
Honestly, man, that's why we play the game, is to make it to this stage. And honestly, it's a childhood dream to make it to the Super Bowl. And I know it's hard when you don't get the opportunity to play in the playoffs or come up short. Every 32 teams are working to come here to play football effectively.
Kareem, how is the feeling to be back in the Chiefs and now have the chance to play a Super Bowl?
Oh, it's a great feeling. I'm just so happy and grateful, and I got to make the most of this opportunity and hopefully try to bring home the 3-peat.
As a running back, you should have a touchdown. Have you dreamed about it?
Oh, definitely. My dream is definitely to get in that end zone, especially in the Super Bowl, and hopefully get the win.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Kareem, on 4th down this year.
What would your walk-up song?
Oh, man. I thought about this. If I had a walk-up song, I get in the big already. I have one. I said it yesterday.
The guys are giving me some hype songs. He was giving me some Frank Sinatra. Like a go-to song of yours.
I would say Big Mill, Dream United.
Kareem, on fourth down this year, Pat has been, it's probably his best down from advanced statistics standpoint. On the money down, on the down that can be a turnover, what's it like to have him in the huddle?
It's great, man. We always got a chance when the ball's in 15 hands. So, you know, it's a great feeling knowing you got a quarterback like that and who will do anything to get the first down.
How different is he than other quarterbacks you played with? What's the experience, even just stepping into the huddle with him?
Man, he's one of those guys that the play is never over. Like, he's always going to extend the play, try to make the big play, even if the play is broken or anything like that. He's falling to the ground, still throwing the ball. It's just something that you don't see from many quarterbacks.
What was it like for you to come back to Kansas City this year, have such a good season, and join this team on a big level?
Yeah, it was a dream come true, man. It's a blessing to be back here and have the opportunity to, you know, play with the guys I played with, you know, coming into the league. So honestly, I just want to make the most of it and, you know, help them, you know, reach that goal.
And what about Kareem? The system gets the most out of you as a player?
Coach Reed just does a good job, man. He knows how to use his running backs and put us in situations to be successful, man. He just, you know, that's a great coach right there, definitely Hall of Famer. I've honestly learned so much about football from him.
Hey, you know, Coach Reed was saying that talking to you at Mahomes' wedding, he thought it was a real, you know, interesting situation, a good situation. In your view, how significant was it in terms of just kind of getting back in the flow with Coach Reed?
It was great, man. Honestly, I haven't seen him since, you know, 2018. So just getting to talk to him and catch up and just seeing how I was doing as a person, it was great. You know, and he was just looking at me and said, hey, maybe we'll find a way to steal you back. And that was like 3-4 years ago. And we're here now.
Kareem, how are you keeping your emotions in check knowing that the biggest game of your life's coming up on Sunday and dealing with all the media?
Honestly, I'm just trying to, you know, relax, man. Just take it day by day and, you know, not be too excited. You know, I can't you know, hype myself up about it. It's just another football game. I got to treat it like that, even though it's like probably the biggest one of my life. So I just got to stay relaxed and calm.
Kareem, what could you say about your teammate Isaiah Pacheco, filling in for him and about mentoring him going forward as well?
No, I could say a lot about Isaiah, man. He's just one of those guys who you need out there. He brings the energy. He just, you know, loves football and, you know, he's the spark, man. I love it. He gets me going and I get him going.
All right, hope you guys score some touchdowns this week. Good luck.
Thank you.
Kareem, if you guys need an extra point on Sunday to win the game and Harrison and Matt weren't available, who do you think Andy would call upon to kick that game-winning extra point?
Probably our safety, my boy, Reed.
Yeah.
Definitely him.
Did you have any conversations with the Browns about coming back to Cleveland this year?
No, definitely not.
Kareem, can you talk about two offensive pieces, Noah Gray and Joe Thuney? Can you talk about their impact and sort of how they play a little role and big roles in the offensive success?
Say that one more time, please.
Can you talk about Joe Thuney and Noah Gray and how their success helps the Chiefs as a whole?
Honestly, Joe Thuney and Noah Gray, man, those are two key players for us. Like, Joe moved from guard out to tackle, and he's been, you know, outstanding at that. And that was a position we needed to, you know, get figured out, and he's been doing a great job. And Noah always makes that big play when we need him, man, and always coming in. You don't see how much he blocks, but he blocks a good amount, and he's making that big block for, you know, the spring of lane.
Eagles defense 53 sack linebacker. When we played here a couple of years out of college, really under the radar, kind of exploded onto the scene in Philly. In your experience, what can you say about how a change of scenery can help a guy, and what have you seen him do well?
Honestly, it helps. Sometimes you need to start over a little bit and just, you know, play for an organization that puts you in the right position to be successful. And honestly, they're doing a great job on defense. You know, taking the ball away and getting a lot of turnovers. And, you know, I like what I'm seeing from, you know, all those guys up front and the front seven.
There's a chance that Nick Chubb might not be back with the Browns after this season. You put in a good
I just love playing with that guy. I love what he brings to the table. He's all about business.